Alrighty. So, let's go ahead and get into it. I know I've talked to you all and spoiled a lot of these, but it is time for me to roll out your gifts. First up, we have Rose Montis, Scythe of Darkness. The scythe seems to be dripping with darkness. Upon touching it, you would feel your body grow cold as necrotic energy seems to sap away your life force. This scythe belongs to Lezabel. How do you want your character's name to be pronounced?
You did it right,
Peter?
Lezabel.
And is it
Yep.
Levatain? Okay. That is the first magic item I have created for Pitter's character Lezabel. If you want to know more details about what the items actually do, the use function is written into the player card for everybody to see. Next up, we have Selene and Luna, the twin Moonblades. These are the last relics of the Moon Elves of Ostamar. Selene and Luna are deemed to be powerful weapons. Said to be infused with the power of the moon, these blades shine and hum with an otherworldly magic. These twin scimitars belong to Emmy. Boop-a-doop-boop-boop.
Yay.
And as I said, a lot of you have already seen these, but this is just so that everybody gets to see them above board. Next up, we have the introductory book of the Akashic Records. Every scholar needs a book to turn to. Why not let it be the compendium of all knowledge? If that sounds too overwhelming for you, try the introductory book. This book comes packed with spells ready to cast as long as you're smart enough to figure it out. This book belongs to Darian Squizzle. I feel like I'm on a game show. I'm sorry.
I've been trying to figure out if it's pronounced squiz or squeeze weirdly or something, so I'm glad.
Squiz.
I'm glad this has been figured out.
It's now a squeeze.
No, it's not. It's definitely not.
Next, we have Athena's Might. A mighty bow that lets you look at the enemy and find its weakest points. An arrow let loose is bound to hit its mark, and the damage will be staggering. This bow is the bow wielded by Lilan. Is it Lilan or Leland?
Leland.
Leland. Alrighty. Next up, the Visor of Memories. A jewel, either a ruby, sapphire, etc., worn in the form of an earring or head/hair ornament. When pressed, a visor appears over the wearer's eyes, as their memories are displayed upon the screen for them to see. This item is created and worn by some of the highest-ranking scholars in the world to recall information that they may have at the tip of their tongue. Is the gift of memory a blessing or a curse? The Visor of Memory is worn by Petrichor. Next up, the Mantle of Shadows. Shadows pour from the hood of this mantle, shrouding the wearer, making them all but invisible to the naked eye. Worn by bandits and do-gooders alike, it's up to the wearer to decide if this mantle was made for good or evil. This item belongs to boop-a-doop-boop-boop, Lezabel. And lastly, and you all can laugh at this one because let me tell you, making these cards was not easy. We have the Coat of Necessity.
I just realized where that image is from.
Animal Crossing!
Yeah, I didn't catch it before when I saw it.
The coat has been rumored to be lost to the ages. Many have worn it, not knowing what it can do. To some, it is an unassuming coat. To those who know, it's a coat for all occasions. For those who have watched Fantasy High, this is a coat that is a mixture, and just so that you can kind of understand, it's a mixture of Adine's coat and a coat from a book that Austin is reading currently, and I have read, which you can read about in the use section. And that belongs to Petrichor. Now, I know some people got 2 items, some people got 1 item. The people that got 1 item typically have some stuff extra. that their character gets to do, such as Leland has a dog that can behave in the same manner as Mage Hand, and Seth has a few extra spells that he can cast for free based on his background. That is kind of everything I have to give right at this moment. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerned about the magic items?
I have a very minor suggestion.
Sure.
If you are interested in.
Go right ahead.
With the Rosmontis, you said that it's versatile. Does it have different damage dice depending on how you're holding it?
Oh, I meant finesse, not versatile.
Oh, got it. Okay.
I can change that real quick.
Sure.
Boop,
Yeah.
boop, boop, boop.
I have a non-technical. Can you make it so those cards are visible in the journal section?
They
should be underneath your character.
Ooh, they are. I didn't open that. Never mind.
I put them in the characters
Yeah.
section. All right.
I'm bad at math, so be patient with me.
Yes, I did. As everybody knows by now, I have asked everybody to roll physical dice. If you really just aren't getting by with the physical dice, you can roll in Roll20. I'm not going to be mad about it.
If you've added
I
it
just
to
know-
your character sheet, it'll tell you what you should roll anyway, and what you should add.
Yeah.
Which is what I want to be doing. I'm cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I do that all the time
Yeah.
with Roll20 when I'm doing stuff for years and
Yes.
honors. Okay, so those are the magic items as well as exceptions to the characters. I did try really hard to make these items as personal to your characters as possible. I really want your backgrounds and backstories to be an integral part of the campaign. I want you to feel more attached to the characters in that manner. That being said, if you aren't enjoying your character, let me know. I can always remake stuff for a new character that you would rather play. But if we have no other concerns, shall we get into it?
Non-game related concern. I can't see anyone.
Oh no, we don't have the cameras on for this one because
Oh,
Pitter can't do their camera, and I just turned all of my things to small. If you go into the settings, which is the gear, you can scroll down and do I want to broadcast to others, nothing, and I want to receive from others, nothing.
okay, cool. I thought I was just broken in that. Yeah.
No, you're
but
good.
Never mind. I'm just the only one broadcasting.
I haven't been able to see you this whole time, so I didn't think anyone was broadcasting.
That's
I
fine.
I have it set, and it might be easier for others to do as well. I have all of my little cards set to be super tiny with just our names.
That's how I have it in all of the games where I don't have my camera on too. It's just easier to see the rest of the screen.
Yeah. Alrighty. Does anybody have anything that they need to do before we begin?
Nope.
I would just like to say really quick, I'm sorry, this will only happen today. My dog's on medication that makes her pee a lot, so I might have to step outside a couple times.
Yeah, just let us
Sure.
know. And especially this first session, it's going to be more individualized. So just let us know, and we can always just pause for a moment.
Well, I think my headphones will work when I step out the door, so it'll be fine.
Okay. All right. So, without further ado, let me take a sip before starting.
Do a shot.
Oh, we're drinking?
That's why I have the gin.
Yeah,
Calm
I
the
have
nerves.
rum. I don't know
I'm
anyone else
literally
who's
like
drinking.
I'm literally shaking. So
You're among friends.
yes, but I want it to be good. I hold myself to a certain standard.
Here's the
Gonna be
thing,
great.
Nick. Pretty much none of us are going to know if it's good or bad. That's just not, you're good. Most of us are inexperienced.
Yeah, what about
I mean,
you,
you're very
Seth?
experienced. You play how many?
Yeah, but I'm not an asshole. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, man, this is Nick's first time playing TNT. This is awful, man. He should be embarrassed. God, this sucks. I just DM'd
That
for the
sounds
first
just
time.
like you, Seth. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, okay.
All right. So, the story begins in a cozy wood in the northeast of Faerun. It's a calm day, the sun is bright, shining overhead, as we descend upon a small cabin. Inside the cabin, we see a quill at work on the table taking notes, and a halfling roaming around inside. As the halfling speaks, the quill seems to quicken, and we see Darian. Darian, can you describe your character for us?
Yeah, so Darian Squizzle is a halfling who is a part of a cloistered group of scholars. He spends a lot of his time researching the arcane and is about to embark on his first personal journey to bring new information into the group of scholars. He is quite short. I remember if I actually made a decision on how. Yeah, he's 3'4". So he's a little dude. He's got kind of like a permanently hunched back. Not quite like Hunchback of Notre Dame style, but he definitely slouches all the time, as kind of evident by his character picture there. He carries a bunch of books around with him at all times, and the presence that he seems to be speaking to is one that's all too familiar to him.
Alright, I'm trying to fix. I had done the music.
It's all good.
Just trying to fix it. Okay. Gotta turn it down for myself. Let's. As we see Darian roam about his cabin, he hears a knock at the door.
Butterbean, give me just a moment. I'll be right there.
Oh,
Butterbean,
Squiz!
put the door down.
Squiz, it's just me. Come on, open the door.
I'm coming. It's not fast for me to move.
He makes his way to the door and opens it.
At the door, you see Knight Akbar of Citadel Adbar. No relation, of course.
Akbar, my friend, how long's it been since I've seen you?
It's only been like 2 days. I don't know why you're acting so strange, Squiz.
I mean, it's been a long time for me. I spent a lot of time buried in books. Time gets away from me.
You're right. Well, did you hear what's going on down in Ascor?
Oh, no.
Well, it seems that their crops aren't growing, and there seems to be a general plague about the town. The water's going bad. Just all these dangerous things are happening.
Oh my god, that's not good.
No, and Lord Adbar, he's not happy about it, and he thinks that someone named Matrius may be able to help. They're this sage. I think they reside at Candlekeep, if I remember correctly.
Oh, Candlekeep, huh? I
Yeah.
always wanted to go. Well, I mean, I'd be happy to take the job.
Are you sure? That's a long journey from Vordon. That's like at least like a month's journey there alone.
I don't mind. I've been trying to go for a long time, but for some reason the scholars have been hesitant on me leaving alone.
Yeah, you are kind of like the head scholar here in Adbar. In Adbar. They'll be lost without you for a little while, but I think if you go,
that they thought it was dangerous.
probably. I mean, not many of them have magic or anything, so they wouldn't be able to survive traveling that far.
That's fair.
Yeah, but you'd be willing to go and check out Candlekeep for me?
Yeah, of course. Let me just pack up some things.
And he like immediately starts in going, like grabbing armfuls of books and like putting them in this like big trunk.
Oh, perfect! Oh, that relieves me. I wasn't ready to leave home. I've got, like, the wife's pregnant and, like, she's due any day now. I couldn't be gone that long.
Oh, I completely understand. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you so much, Squiz. I really owe you.
No, seriously, it's okay. I've been wanting to go to Candlekeep for so long. It's good to finally have a reason to.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear. Hopefully, it'll also help you in your studies, and you'll get to learn something new. That's what you scholars like to do, right?
I mean, you got it in one, but I love learning new things.
Oh, perfect. So, as the discussion sort of wraps up, Akbar says goodbye to Squiz, knowing that it will be a while before they are reunited. And the next morning, Squiz sets out for his month journey to to Candlekeep. And as a fast forward, you arrive into Baldur's Gate about 29 days later. As you arrive in Baldur's Gate, you're kind of searching for a place to stay for the night. And as you're asking the locals and sort of wandering almost aimlessly, you stumble across libraries that you are fascinated with and take note that you might want to come back and visit sometime, but you have a more urgent destination right now.
Yeah, he like sees the library and like kind of like walks up to the door and like reaches out with like a trembling hand.
No, I shouldn't. Oh, maybe just no. I'll wait. I'll be patient.
The door to the library opens and you see a purple-robed man with a small pendant on his chest walk out.
He's caught off guard, but releases this like little gasp. He goes,
Oh, you startled me.
Oh, little one, I did not expect to see you down there. Oh, are you trying to enter the library?
No, I've really got to go. I should.
Well, you seem a little lost. Are you looking for something?
Oh, I was looking for somebody to help me with a problem. A couple, a month's travel away from here. I don't know if there's anybody that you know that could help me with that.
Ooh, if you are seeking help, the Firewater Refuge on the far side of town, and by far I mean the east. That would or the south. That would probably be the best place to start.
Okay, thank you so much.
"Geez," he whips out a book, and a quill starts floating next to it. And he says,
Barnaby, jot that down. Firewater Refuge, south side.
Yes, master. Got it. And you head to the Firewater Refuge. I've got to change my screen as well. Just a moment. As you arrive to the Firewater Refuge, oh nope, take your token off. I've got tokens placed already for people.
"Oh, gotcha. Sorry."
You approach the Firewater Refuge. You see it. It looks really lively from the outside. It is nighttime. It's about dusk. The sun is setting. You approach the Firewater Refuge. You hear laughter and music from inside. You see a little dog kind of laying by the barrels. What would you like to do?
First off, I pet the dog, obviously.
And it just looks at you, like, pants a little bit and lays its head back down on the ground.
Oh, a sweet little thing.
And then he goes back to the door. I guess that's probably this one. And just pushes the door open.
Okay. Once you're inside, you see a very large room with 2 stages. There seems to be dancers, people of all ages and races, just enjoying themselves here. You see a man in a suit, oddly, running back and forth from the bar to the tables, sort of just in a flurry. Back behind the bar, you see a human woman that just absolutely looks manic and excited as she's pouring and concocting various drinks and ails.
He's kind of like looking around, taking it all in. There's like a small sense of like wonder and excitement, but this is far from his first time in a bar setting.
All right. I will go ahead and cut you off there, and the scene will shift.
Okay.
It is midday, and we see a... Let me see how I described it. We see a ambiguous figure walking about the docks of Baldur's Gate. The figure looks neither masculine nor feminine, but one thing of note is that there is a cute dog that just seems to nip at their heels and just follow behind, patiently waiting for their master's order. Who we see here is Leland. Leland, would you like to describe yourself?
I'm basically kind of on the shorter side, but average in the middle between like male and female. I have short, cropped brown hair that's kind of bedhead messy, big jacket and a hood. Just kind of give off an aura of like, I don't want to talk to you, basically.
All right. As you walk about the docks, you nod to the various sea and fishermen who are just going about their business as usual. You look out at the sea, and it sort of just brings you peace inside. It sort of just brings peace to you and your mind. After a few hours of quiet contemplation on the docks, you return to the Hall of Myth Draenor. This is where you typically accept quests and adventures that your order, Myth Draenor, hands out to its various knights. Upon walking inside, you see basically what looks like a giant guild hall. There are tables lining the center, quest boards, a person working a front desk, and a few people that you actually recognize. What would you like to do?
I will move over to the quest board first and look at what's on the wall.
You see it's the same old quests that there usually are. Someone needs a little bit of help picking some vegetables out in a field. There's like a few slimes that have like moved out of their normal territory and just need scouting. Just basically petty quests that no one sort of takes them because they're low paying and they aren't immediately necessary. But as
trash again.
yeah, no one's been in danger really lately. It's been quiet for the last month or so. Oh.
Well, I suppose it's good.
Yeah. Oh, Leland, while you're here, I have to ask. Come here. It's
I'll
kind
walk
of
over to her.
it's kind of hush hush, but have you heard of like this mysterious person that's been roaming the streets at night in Baldur's Gate?
No, tell me more.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they're a myth, and I know that a few of the other members of
Oh, I'm lagging out. No. Oh. Sorry,
Peter?
I lagged out. Yeah, proceed.
what was the last thing you heard?
You were telling Leland about a mysterious man.
Okay. I know that a few of the other members of the order haven't haven't laid eyes on the person either, but from the police and the sheriffs in town, apparently the person goes by the Reaper? Does that ring any bells?
No, but sounds kind of interesting, huh?
Right? I can't wrap my head around it. I mean, people have been dying left and right. Good, like, what I assume are good people. You never know these days, though. Like, high-ranking officials just have been dropping like flies.
Has anyone else picked up this quest?
It's not really a quest, though, because, I mean, the constables seem to think they have it under control. So, I mean, that no one's reached out to the Order. I just wanted to know if you had heard anything about them.
I haven't heard anything, but I'd be definitely interested in looking into it.
Oh, would you really?
Yeah, I'll see what I can find out around town.
Perfect. I really appreciate it. I know I'll sleep better knowing that you're on the job, Leland. And she sort of like winks at you.
I wink back and I'll be like, thanks for the tip.
Of course. Now, as you finish up chatting with the woman behind the desk, as you finish up chatting with the woman behind the desk, and you realize there aren't any other quests besides this, you realize that you're going to have to find another way to pay for your night. Because you were kind of hoping there was something or someone in need, because you were not low on cash, but just running low. So, you head to a tavern that you find you've played many gigs at, and they know you well, and will let you come and play whenever you see fit. The tavern is called the Firewater Refuge. It is a little bit before the nightly shenanigans begin, so you begin tuning up your loot by the stage. And as you are tuning up your loot, the female dancer is kind of getting ready for her set. And she looks down at you and she's just like, ready for another crazy night, Leland?
You know it, babe.
You know I prefer it when you call me my name. My name is Leela.
Yeah, that's just too close to mine. I don't think I'm comfortable with that.
Whatever you see fit, doll. And she just continues like stretching and like warming up on the dance stage. And from there we will cut to, who do I want to cut to next? Ooh, I know who I'm going to cut to next. We zoom out of Baldur's Gate and we hone in on Candlekeep. Walking through the halls of Candlekeep, we see a... What race are you?
Hexblood.
Original. Oh, we see a man that looks sort of like an elf, but a little bit off. Petrichor, will you describe your character?
Petrichor is a high elf hexblood. So they have long black hair. Their skin is a light purple grayish tone. They have a crown of interwoven branches coming around their head with black blooming flowers coming out of it. And they're currently wearing a long, tight-fitting black peacoat.
All right. As Petrichor walks through the halls of Candlekeep, he is currently in... Let me just look real quick. He is currently walking around inside the inner sanctum of Candlekeep. In the offices, like what seems to be sort of like the office area where they do general housekeeping and yeah, this is where like the people in charge are. Petrichor continues down the hall and approaches an ornate wooden door. He knocks on the door, and from inside, he hears a booming voice go, "Enter."
Ugh. Then I walk inside.
Upon entering the door, Petrichor sees Alchrist, a bronze dragon. Petrichor knows this to be one of the 8 great readers of Candlekeep. Did you complete your mission, boy?
Alcris, you know better than to ask.
Oh.
I will walk forward handing them a stack of small notes that I made for everything.
Don't be cheeky, boy. Give me the notes, and I will deem whether you completed your mission or not. Alchrist sifts through the notes, nods a few times, and goes, Did you have to rely on your patron this time?
No more than usual. You know they give me my abilities, but they don't stop by very often anymore.
I can't imagine what it's like having to rely on a god for power.
Petrichor will sit down, and their raven familiar will appeal on their shoulder.
You brought the bird with you too.
Well, she's always handy. You should try getting one sometime.
Do I look like I need a bird to do my bidding?
No, but it does look like you could use the company.
That's enough out of you. I'll report this to the Keeper of Tomes immediately. You are dismissed.
Wonderful. You know how to get a hold of me if you need me.
That I do. And you walk out of the office, closing the doors behind you. You exit the inner sanctum through the emerald door. You see a keeper there kind of nod to you as you walk out into the court of air, and you kind of keep to the walls and try to avoid people's gaze. While you are contracted by Candlekeep, not many people know who you are. The select few of the higher ranks do. Thus, you try to keep your head down in the public spaces. As you approach the gate warden looks over to you and says, "How was he today?"
His aura. Did something happen while I was gone?
Nothing as usual. It's always so quiet here. Too quiet.
Well, it is a fortress as well as a library. I think that's quite the point, is to keep things out, unfortunately.
That is very fair, my boy. Now, are you staying the night here, or are you heading back into Baldur's Gate?
No, I'll be heading back.
Okay. Well, send regards to the barkeep. You know how I love it at the Firewater Refuge.
I'll let them know you're thinking of them.
Of course. And you leave the gate warden, who you know is Kaylin Strongbranch. Now, we come back into Baldur's Gate as Petrichor approaches the tavern. It is dusk, and he notices that his favorite performers are dancing tonight. There is a hot tiefling boy as well as a gorgeous female human. He knows the human's name because he's actually gotten to chatter up a little bit in the past. He knows her as Leela, but his real sights are on the boy in the front, who he immediately walks up to and takes a seat by the stage while he does his set. Would you like to do anything before we move forward?
Petrichor will summon their familiar next to the barkeep and momentarily go into their vision, and then just whisper to them, "Kaylin says hello." before disappearing again.
Oh, where did that come from? You see the barkeep, it like almost drops the concoction that she's mixing. And then you go back to eyeing up the dancer, sort of, just sitting in your chair, leaned back, just taking him in.
Oh yeah,
Love a tiefling.
taking him in, huh?
Mhm.
It is nighttime in Baldur's Gate. Running through the alleyways, we see. Let me see how tall you are, real quick. We see an average height woman in scantily clad armor running. We don't know from what, though. Lezabel, would you like to introduce yourself?
So, Lezabel is, as Oceal said, she's moderately tall, and she's quite thin. She has a circlet on top of her head that gives off these like draconic horns. But she is herself human. Her armor leaves plenty of vulnerable openings, and yet despite many years tempting death, her skin is mostly undamaged, save for a few scars. And I believe we decided it could fold, so she's got this contraption on her hip, is of course a scythe folded up ruby style. Yeah.
Yep. All right. As Lezabel is running, we all can see that she's wearing a sort of disguise. We see a cloak flowing from her back and a reaper skull planted over her face. She's running lithely around barrels through small openings and fences. She may as well be the shadows herself as she goes through these alleys and back streets. However, she hits a dead end. Of course, she knew this dead end was there, and sort of stops. Oh, you think it's a good idea to stop there, don't you?
I do. And she can pull out the scythe and she like turns around her face.
Two bandits are seen as they walk out from behind their barrels, daggers being brandished in their hands. I know you tried to take a hit on the Lord last night. I'm here to pay back that.
I will make you pay with your blood if you try.
Yeah. Oh yeah? What are you going to do about it, girlie? And Pitter, will you please roll initiative?
Alright. Do you want
Whoa.
do you want me to do this in Roll20 or
You can do it
in
on
dice?
your
Excellent.
dice.
So a 20.
Yep. Okay. What's your dex?
Dex is 16, so a modifier 3.
Was that a nat 20?
20 plus 3. Oh, sorry, 17 plus 3.
Okay. Okay. All right. You see one bandit eye you, while the other bandit sneaks behind you and takes a stab with their dagger, and does a.
I'm afraid it
19
does.
All right, and you take
Excellent.
6 damage. Six piercing damage as the dagger sort of like you didn't catch him fast enough. You turn around and it just sinks into your arm as you like it scrapes down the side, and you see blood visibly running down your arm. What would you like to do, Peter?
She is going to turn around to this one who just stabbed her and sort of twirl the scythe around as it unfurls into its full form and slash at it. Slash at him. Now, can I also do steady aim, which sacrifices movements in my bonus action but makes it sneak attack? Excellent.
Of course.
I'm going to roll a d20 to hit.
Yep.
That is a 12. Excellent.
Hits.
Oh my god, I got so many dice. 2d4. Plus 3, so... so that's 10 slashing damage from the scythe. Then I need to do a d6 for the necrotic damage, which is a 4, so 14 so far. Plus sneak attack, which is a 2d6. So 14 plus 4, so 18 damage.
Alright. So, as you're standing in the alleyway, you felt the dagger scrape down your side. Scythe in your hands. You look at this man and we're like, you made a big fucking mistake as you just swing it around and decapitate the first bandit.
And
Why? Why'd you do that to him?
not that it can be seen under the mask, but with a smirk, she says, I did warn you. And you're next.
Little miss, you really have it coming now, don't you? And he lunges towards you and does a 16 hit. Alright, and he does 4 damage.
Okay.
4 damage. So as the bandit lunges towards you with his dagger in hand, you sort of can't get out of the way in time as it sinks just above your gut, not hitting any vital organs, not making any permanent damage to you, but enough to stagger you and just be like, ugh, ugh. How do you like that, little miss?
I'm getting rusty, I guess, but I'm afraid you won't live much longer. And then...
Oh, we'll see about that.
21. I imagine that hits. Alright.
That does hit.
And again, sorry, she's gonna do the steady aim. Yeah.
That's fine.
That is 11 damage, I think. Oh, sorry, I need one more die. With sneak
attack,
really low, but I am missing a die though. So
okay.
15.
Okay. So, as the dagger sort of hits right above your gut, you look at this man and are just like, dude, what the fuck do you think you're doing? As you bring the scythe down and just slice him in half.
Excellent.
There's blood spilled all over this alleyway. You have dispatched these bandits very quickly. You are a force to be reckoned with, and you know it.
He does.
Would you like to do anything before continuing?
She's gonna clean off the blade of the scythe with tear a piece of their clothing off and then clean it off.
Okay.
And in fact, she's gonna tend to her wounds as well, like tie a bandage around where.
Okay. Can you make a medicine check for me real quick?
That is plus 11. Yep.
11. You recover half your damage dealt. You kind of aren't skilled at medicine, but you sort of manage to make a makeshift tourniquet on your arm and clean off the wound above your gut. And you just look at it and you're just like, ugh, what Neanderthals. With that, you spring into the air and are upon the rooftops. And realize that it's probably best that you don't go seeking any more danger tonight. You knew people were chasing you from trying to take a hit on one of the noblemen. But for now, it seems all is clear. You run towards your favorite tavern. Jumping from rooftop to rooftop, you're slowly removing your disguise as you approach the Firewater Refuge. What would you like to do?
She's gonna walk in quietly, not trying to draw too much attention. And she'll have like her backpack over like one of her shoulders as she sort of walks in, the scythe folded back up again. She's gonna try.
Your token is in the top left.
Oh yes, I see. Yeah, so she's gonna jump down from the roof there, and is there a back entrance?
There is a side entrance right here.
I think you're pinging on the GM layer.
I am pinging on the GM layer.
Excellent. So
you are correct.
She sneaks around between this alley. Doesn't even acknowledge this person as she sneaks in. Go away.
The person just sort of sneers at you as you walk past.
Can I make a perception check to see if I notice Lesbos?
We're not there yet.
Okay.
I will come back to all being inside the tavern. This is just sort of setting up the stage for you all being in the tavern. After the last one, I would say pick your spot, and that is where you are going to be until
so
begin.
after she gets in, she's gonna walk over to the bar and she's gonna ask for a drink. Do you have some ale? Does she know the barkeep?
Oh, it has.
Okay.
She does. The barkeep's name
June,
is
I'd
June.
like some ale, please.
Oh, yes, Mistress Lesbel. And she walks over to the cask on the bar that you see there and begins to pour. I know this is your favorite.
It certainly is.
I need to change the music real quick. And that is where we will end Lesbel. Okay. How are we enjoying it so far?
Good.
Good.
Very much.
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
I do have a
Okay.
question.
What's up?
What was the name of the bronze dragonborn?
I didn't say their name.
Oh,
I
okay,
do
that's
have
fine.
their. No, I
Okay.
did have their name. I just, in my flurry to read and roleplay at the same time, I did not say it. Their
Okay.
name is Let me find your notes. Great Reader Alchrist. Is everybody's? Oh yeah, Austin Reloaded. That's why his name's down there.
I didn't reload.
Well, your name was just somewhere different.
Oh.
Okay. We're not to the hard part yet. I had all this ready. Okay.
And how do you spell Leela?
Lyla.
It's very wrong. Okay.
In the sky, we see sort of purple and orange mixing together, creating this odd sort of effect. On the ground, we're in the jungle. We see let me... I had all your characters. Like, I know your characters, and now I'm just like, who the fuck are you? We see this very tall, androgynous person sort of duck down in the bushes as a monster is sort of just stalking them. Emmy, would you like to describe yourself?
Hi. So Emmy is as you said, very tall, very androgynous moon elf. So they have long silver hair that shines like moonlight, alabaster skin, and their eyes are very difficult to kind of tell what they're even looking at. Never mind what they're thinking or feeling, because their eyes are just completely black with stars in them. They resemble the night sky, but the stars do burn brighter or dimmer depending on how the person is feeling. They have two moon blades on each side of their hip, and bow and arrows on their back, and they wear typical ranger gear, leather armor, brown and green, with a short cape, and there is a jeweled necklace around their neck.
Actually, there is not a jeweled necklace around your neck yet.
Okay, cool.
All right. So you are. Emmy is seen hiding in these bushes as a large monster of unknown origin and unknown species seems to just be stalking about the jungle. Who was that? That was Austin. Everything okay? Welcome back.
Thanks. Sorry, my whole headset freaked the fuck out.
Alright. You know that you've gotten yourself way in over your head. You are watching this thing and you are terrified.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to run or try to hide from this beast?
Oh. Can they? I mean, would it just be the same thing if they did a perception check?
Yeah, I've told you everything you can glean from this
Okay.
creature. You are terrified of it. You know if you try to engage in combat, you will fall.
Okay. Running's going to create too much noise, so they're going to try to stay where they are and remain unseen until it passes.
Okay, can you make a stealth check, please?
Yeah. 1 second. When things start to behave.
You have a +5.
Okay, thank you. Oh, 13.
The beast clocks you, stares you straight in the eyes, and you get up, you turn, and you fucking dart.
Can they try to jump into the trees?
Make an acrobatics check.
Okay. Fuck, that one.
You sort of try to claw your way up the tree, and nothing is working. You cannot find you cannot find a hold on it, and the beast is getting closer. The beast is getting closer.
Fuck. Let's carry on running. As they run, they take out the blades and try to slash behind them.
Okay, go ahead and make a hit.
So it's going to be the moon slash to try and... Yeah, so that is... Fuck, 8.
So as you make this, you're still running backwards at this point. You make your double scimitar slash, and you see the beast sort of appear in 3 different spots and then reappear in one as it chases you down. As you see the moon energy just dissipate as it passes the beast, you realize that you were plucked from the plane that you were on and are no longer running from the beast, and you run straight into a wall.
Ow.
And you take 3 points of damage.
Brilliant.
Inside this small little hovel, you see 2 women. You see a high elf with flowing blonde hair, bright blue eyes, and she rushes over to you and is just like, "Oh, sweetie, are you okay?"
I mean, apart from the welt that's going to be on my head in a few minutes, I guess so, yeah.
Jess and I were watching you, and you just seemed like you were in danger. We couldn't stand to watch you fail.
Okay, well, I mean, we don't know that was what's going to happen, and that, I mean, you need to let me do this. You need to let me try.
I know, but we're always just so worried about you. These 2 women that you see standing before you are Cecilia, a high elf, once again with long flowing blonde hair, bright blue eyes, and just seeming very mothering, very nurturing, and then a tiefling with a black bob cut and just horns sticking straight up, just sort of standing behind with her arms crossed. and you know this one to be Jess, Cecilia's partner. And Jess is just like, I told you, Cecilia, we needed to let them figure it out for themselves, but you just can't let that happen. And Cecilia
Right.
just like bows her head down and looks at Emmy in the eyes and is like, you're both right. As long as you are under our care, I don't think I can let you come into harm's way. Your parents, may they rest in peace. They entrusted you to us, and we just couldn't let that I couldn't let you befall any harm. Besides running into the wall, of course.
Yeah,
But
thanks for that.
I mean, it's better than dying.
Well,
But
I mean, but I'm not living. Every other ranger, every other Horizon Walker that we know goes on adventures and they get into danger, and no one summons them back when they see a creature. I want to prove myself. I can do this.
you're right, and Jess and I, we believe in you. Sweetie, if you feel you must go on this path by yourself, then I feel now is the best time to do this. And she pulls a small gem from her pocket that is tied to a gold chain. You know this to be the Jewel of the Horizon. The Jewel of the Horizon is only gifted to those closest to the Horizon Walkers. As they drift from plane to plane, this is a surefire way to find them wherever they go. This is Emmy's second magical item that I was waiting for this moment to give her. Them. I know that you are strong, Emmy, and you will find your way and you will become a true Horizon Walker one day. But if you ever need our help, this is how you can find us again.
Am I allowed to have this? Are you allowed to give me this?
Of course! It's our discretion whether we give them out or not.
Okay. Thank you.
I mean, Jess and I, we both love you, for better or for worse. We know we are not your given parents, we know we are not your adoptive parents, but we only want to see you succeed.
I get that, and I love you too, and it's just I'm not gonna succeed as long as I have someone watching over me. I need to make my own mistakes and learn from them. I need to. Nobody here wants to join me, so I
Jess
need to
cuts
go.
you off. We know things are tough. With the other Horizon Walkers, you are not a born Horizon Walker. You are slowly becoming one of your own right. This is why we have decided to open up a portal for you into a realm we know to be moderately safe to find your own adventure, with this as your sole way to come back and find us. Can you agree to that at least?
Okay, as long as you're not sending me somewhere that's like made of clouds or something like.
No, we wouldn't let you fall to the ground and die. Of
No.
course.
Not what I meant, but thank you.
Of course. And Cecilia turns to you. Well, with all of this in mind, I think it's time you set out for your own adventure. And she sort of just like swirls her hand and a portal appears in front of you. Cecilia stands back up, stands by Jess's side, looks at each other, and then looks back at you. Go. It's your time to find your future.
I'll see you soon. Relatively.
Relatively. You know time doesn't pass here. And you walk through the portal. As you walk through the portal, space and time seems to flow past you. You see stars, you see the infinite universe, the cosmos. And in an instant, it vanishes. And you... Can you see that? No. I messed up. So, in another moment, it all disappears. As you crawl out of a bush.
Graceful landing as ever.
You sort of like stand back up, wipe your knees off from the dust of the floor. You look back, you see Cecilia and Jess wave one last time as the portal vanish. Oopsies. Ah! As the portal
from the sky
vanishes. What will you do?
Sorry, my screen's been going crazy. Well, they're gonna first rule of landing on another plane, look around and see if you can see a source of light or smoke anywhere.
You see light coming from the tavern immediately in front of you. There are 4 windows that you see illuminating
right in front
light.
of the tavern, I didn't realize.
And you're in the top right-hand corner of this map.
Oh.
You hear music, you hear laughter. Yeah.
Okay, so Emmy's vision comes into focus, and they just walk right into the tavern. Are these windows at the back, or are
these are all windows. So I will move your token for you. As you walk around the tavern, you see a little board on the wall. And you walk up to it. On the board, you see at the top, in bright gold lettering, you see Quest written over it. In your mind, you're just like, aptly named. And you decide to take a look at the board. On the board, you see a help wanted picture for a town that you've never heard of. And you stow it in your pocket thinking, this might be a great place to start. As you do so, you enter the tavern, and I need to do one piece of housekeeping that I did not do before.
Yes.
Pitter. We're gonna go back a little bit because I forgot to do this, and I'm so mad at myself for not doing it. As you were running across the rooftops, you stopped to gaze over the city, pulling out from your pocket a small pendant with an embossed curly QC on it.
Okay.
In your mind, you picked up this pendant out of the ashes of Levitain Manor, and it is the only clue that you have leading to your mother's demise.
All right. Gonna put that back in her pocket.
Fast forward. Fast forward. I'm so mad I did not do that in the moment. I'm so mad at myself.
Oh, by the way, if you wanna, you can hold down Shift and ping somewhere on the map, and it'll like drag the player's attention.
Okay, I was hitting Control on accident. I thought it was Control, not Shift. So, Emmy, as you enter the tavern, you see a man dressed in a suit running from the bar to the various tables. You see a androgynous person playing the lute back by the dancers. You see a purple-skinned man sort of just like eyeing the dancer on stage. You see a halfling sitting at a table all by themselves. The tavern is just absolutely filled to the brim with people celebrating, and you don't know why. I am going to take a pause here because I have to pee. And with that, the introductions are done. And I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was great.
Yay.
Okay.
Clapping emoji.
Did a great job.
I'm going now.
Great.
Talk amongst
Talk
yourselves.
about him. Will, I feel bad.
Why?
Because your character's name is very close to the name of my familiar, and I didn't realize it.
What's your familiar's name?
Effie.
and Emmy.
Ah, that's fine. Well, Emmy is short for Imithlior, so...
Which is why I didn't think about it from what I could see of it. In the, every time I got on here, it was the longer name before.
Yeah. Their friends call them Emmy, and they want to be friends with everyone. But not in an annoying way like Cork.
Not like Cork.
No. Emmy's cool.
They don't want to be friends. They don't consider themselves friends with everyone 10 minutes after meeting them.
No. That's just really open to being friends with people, if people are open to being friends with them. No offense to our little gnome buddy.
I know he's annoying. I'm gonna play the sympathy card. Like I
Cork
did.
is a very great character.
I am also going to get another drink. Because now it's getting into the harder part where I actually have to interact
I'm
with
actually
people.
gonna be and grab a drink as well. 'Cause that's a good idea.
Yeah, you're good.
I
Emmy
didn't
wants
want
to
it to
interact
happen.
with some people in this place.
But I thought it would have been funny if, like, Pitter's character got almost accidentally killed in that interaction. Like,
I designed it. I designed
I
it to
assumed
not.
you did. But I was like, what if they just roll really bad for everything and they have to get attacked?
You mean like
I'm-
I did?
Yes, like
I-
you. I was like, what's gonna happen here? Like,
Fucking nat one on my
Uh.
acrobatics.
I will give
Facing
you a
the character
little peek behind the curtain. I had it written in, Will, that whether you chose to run or hide, you would inevitably be plucked from the dimension
What
before
if
you
he
took any
chose to
damage.
fight?
Yeah, but it could have been cooler.
I worded it in a way they
what
could
would you
not
have
fight.
done if I rolled really
They-
bad? Like, that one. My character just
Yeah,
died.
he only gave me the choice. He only gave me the choice between hiding and running. So
If you rolled really bad, Pitter, I
I mean, I feel like these are like
Oh,
level one
yeah, I mean, they got
we're
one
fighting or
shot.
something.
Yeah, but like, what if,
You
what
know,
if I just
yeah.
legitimately rolled
I will
that
tell
one?
you-
So, like, in a row.
I didn't.
well,
I-
yeah, to be fair, if you'd have gotten my rolls, you wouldn't have hit, and you would have like fell on your face or something. Like,
I did not use a stat
Oh,
block
okay,
for the
okay.
bandits, like at all. I completely
Okay, cool,
made
cool.
them up to be like
Yeah.
one shot.
That makes sense. In hindsight, I
'Cause
kind of regret not using some of the cool toys you gave me. But in the moment, I was like, "Fuck! So much damage, so powerful."
Yeah,
Emmy fucking wasted the moon slash for
Yeah,
the
and-
day. Like,
well,
it's like
You have two.
time.
You have
I
two.
know I get two, but like, what if I need to? I'm gonna have to rest in this bar.
Is there an upstairs like room area?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
This is an inn and tavern.
I just don't see stairs. So
There are two sex rooms, as you see.
oh,
but
I
there
saw that.
is-
I was interested in those. I was like, ooh, can I start?
that's
Um,
what those are.
Okay, so
Yeah, there's handcuffs in one, I think.
Adult campaign.
Seth, make your perception check.
Don't mind if I do.
So proper.
But what dice to use? What is this?
Are you saying you don't roll all your dice and see which ones roll highest, and then pick those to use for the?
I have too many dice to roll all the time
Oh,
every
fair.
time. I got a 13.
You clock Lesabelle. You see a medium to tallish height woman walking into the bar. She's dressed fairly normally. You do see like the circlet with like the horns on it, and you're like, "Ooh, what's that?" So you're like a little bit intrigued, but you can't really like tell anything just from first glances.
Okay.
And just so you all know, this is now you are in the tavern. You have all made it to the tavern. You can do what you want here.
Okay. So I, without really letting her know, kind of under my breath as I'm like reading a book, I'll say,
go forth onto combat with your wounds closed.
and cast Healing Word. Healing you for 6
Okay.
health.
Pitter, make a perception
excellent.
check.
That's literally what I was going to ask. Can do I know where that's coming from? Perception. What's that? 12.
As you stride across the tavern, telling June to fetch you an ale, you feel your wounds like close up. Austin lost internet. Like fully lost.
You guys on the same internet?
Yeah, right.
It's I'm plugged in.
That's fair enough. Look, I'm the last
internet.
person who should say anything anyway. I lose internet all the time, and my roommates don't. And then I cry.
I kind of don't want to continue since this is a
No.
full
Yeah, that's
party
totally-
scenario.
yeah.
Your thing after you said we're all in here, so I didn't hear anything for rolls.
So Seth fully healed Lezabel, and then Lezabel rolled a 13 on perception. So Lezabel, you like feel your wounds close up, and you look down, kind of untie the bandaging a little bit, take off the tourniquet, and you're like, flex your arm and realize it's like as good as new. You like turn your head back and forth, but don't really clock anything. You don't know. You know that it was a healing spell, but you don't know what healing spell, and you don't know the origin
so
of
she's
it.
gonna sort of squint her eyes a little bit, not quite like a death stare, but like a curious gaze as she like looks over the room, like trying to find the source. You know, she's grateful, and you can sort of see that by how she's holding.
And Squiz has already returned back to his book. He didn't really think much of this.
Just a sec, because Austin's thing isn't working.
Sure.
Off topic, I apologize as my dice roll is slow. My dice roll. It's literally the first time I've ever rolled actual dice. Yeah.
Aww!
I know.
That's so
I'm
exciting.
excited too.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my god!
what
I'm
dice
sitting
do I
here with
need?
like far too many sets of dice sitting in front of me, just like dice gremlining over them, just like look at this, look at this one.
I have three
That's
sets
pretty
in front of
nice.
me, and I'm looking at them thinking it's not enough.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Oh my god.
9, 10. And then I have more that I left in Portland, and I'm really sad about it.
You should be sad.
I'm very sad about it. One of them was a metal set.
Well, you should have brought the metal set.
Yeah, good. Yeah, fucking. You think? What?
Yeah.
That answers that question. Austin can now hear.
Yeah, but as soon as you start doing any sort of description, it immediately goes out, so...
Okay, so Lezabel was kind of... She had a grateful look on her face as she sort of tried to clock the various people at the bar to see if she could figure out where the source was coming from. Couldn't discern it. But she's just sort of like gazing out at the bar, squinting her eyes, sort of just like taking it all in, and then Squiz was saying something.
Squiz, and this was like Squiz. Basically, what happened? He just saw someone who was injured, and was like, "I can fix that," and did, and like doesn't expect anything to like come of it. So he's not trying to make it any sort of obvious that He did it.
Emmy, you walk into the bar and you see a sort of like manic woman back behind the bar, and you know like general rules of taverns. You know that this person sort of is going to be the person in charge, the person who it is going to be like the town gossip. She knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Leland, you are just sitting playing the lute in front of Leela as she does her set. There are a few patrons watching her. You've gained a couple of coins in the loot case in front of you. And Petrichor, you are still just enjoying this tiefling man go to town in front of you.
Yes.
It's the most
I am
whitewashed tiefling I've ever
also
seen.
Right?
going to have. Well, you know what? They dye their skin, maybe. Effie, I assume there are rafters.
Yes.
Effie is going to be hopping around invisibly from rafter to rafter, just looking for anything interesting to ping back at me.
What does your coat look like right now?
It is the black petty pea coat, whatever.
Okay.
It's called.
Your petticoats are disgusting.
My petticoats, the pea coat that I described earlier.
June saunters up to the edge of the bar, eyeing Emmy, and is like, I haven't seen you around before. Are you new?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi!
Can I get a drink, please?
What tickles your fancy?
I have no idea.
Well, the girl down there loves her ale. I highly advise that.
Cool. I'll go for that.
It's going to be
popular.
2 silver.
That's absolutely fine.
Okay.
You can
And you see her pour ale into a mug and hand it over to you.
Cool.
Lesabelle gives Emmy like a nod and sort of holds up the jug that she has in hand as June pointed over to her. But her expression is kind of annoyed to be like singled out. Like, come on, June, why are you doing this?
Such camaraderie!
Emmy's like, yeah, sorry about that, but thanks for the recommendation, the indirect recommendation.
No worries.
And then as they get the drink, they ask the barkeep. So I don't suppose there have been any interplanar disturbances around here lately.
Interplanar? Interplanar? That is above my pay grade.
Cool. Any monsters, creatures of the abyss? Oh, no?
You are in the wrong place if you're asking about those things. We do have a quest board outside, though.
Yeah, it didn't really seem to have much on it. But I'm going to take a look. Don't worry. I'll definitely be considering that. Just wondered if there might be anything else.
I will let you in on a little secret. The person over there playing the lute. They're a part of they're a part of the local order. They might be able to give you a little bit more information.
Cool, thanks.
No problem. And she goes back to just
kinda
mixing drinks like vigorously.
What?
Amy just kind of wonders away, like a little bit, like.
Lesabelle have heard that? I'm assuming so. Would she know what
Yes. Actually, give me a perception check.
Not one, so no.
No, you
really like
are
ale.
so like
It's good ale.
you are so caught up with trying to figure out who healed you so you could
Okay,
thank
yeah.
them
Excellent.
properly. This sort of man in a suit walks up to Squiz and is like, "My lord, can I get you anything else this evening?"
No, I believe I'm okay. I've got my my ale in my book, and that's about all I need.
Why are you reading in such a lively place?
That's just what I do.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, I do it like literally all day,
Hmm.
all the time.
Well,
Do you want to read? I mean, I know you're working, but like, do you get like a break? I got extra books.
I'd love to, but unfortunately, I see June calling me over at the bar, and I must go for now.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, thank you for checking in on me. Here's and then he hands him like a silver piece, just as like a thanks for being a homie. I'll let you know when I'm ready for another beer.
Oh, my lord. You didn't have to, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, of course, you're working hard.
And you see the man in the suit walk up to Leland and throw the silver piece you just gave him in the case. And then
Hey,
he goes back to the
thanks,
bar.
man.
It was compliments of the halfling.
Hmm.
And the butler looking guy runs back over to the bar to pick up the next order of drinks. Now, Squiz, you are sitting there thinking, man, I really gotta find a party to come with me to Candlekeep. I don't know the area too well. It's possible that you might have to prove yourself to seek help from Matrius. You really don't know what will be needed of you, but it will be better if you find people you can trust to go with you.
And how do you spell that person's name, Matrius?
Matreous.
Okay. I think he's kind of like settled in from his journey enough to go up and kind of inquire about it.
Where
so
are
he'll
you
go-
going up?
He's going to go to the bar.
Okay.
And he kind of casts a glance at Lazabal.
It seems as if you might be stressed about this. I healed you.
No,
I'm sorry.
No, it's quite all right. And she gives him
Okay.
like
He
gives him
freaked out.
like a tender smile. As she sort of looks down at him, and she goes, "I see you're quite well read. Perhaps you could help me."
Yeah, you sure hope so. Sure.
And-
Yeah. What do you?
And so she's
Trying to
gonna
figure
reach into her pocket and pull out the pendant, and she's gonna not give it to him and if he does try and take it, she's gonna sort of snatch back. But she's gonna like hold it in front of him to show him. Do you know anything about
He
this?
like kind of like bends over and like squints a little bit, peering closer at it. And what kind of check?
Can you make either do a history check for me?
History?
Yeah.
15.
You look at it, it kind of seems vaguely familiar. You do not know its origins. You did, however, clock it on the robed figure that ran into you outside the library.
I don't actually know a ton about the item itself, but I have seen it.
Oh, really? Whereabouts?
Yeah. As you may have guessed, I'm a fan of books. I found a library on my way in, and I was very curious about it. But I knew I had some business to take care of, and so I didn't go then. But I did bump into somebody coming out as I was kind of mulling over when I would come back. And
Real
they
quick.
were wearing.
Okay. Petrichor, will you make a perception check with advantage?
Did you say with advantage or disadvantage?
Advantage.
Sure. Oh, that's a very good roll. Perception?
Yes.
21.
You're familiar kind of like chimes.
Do you want my additional or the
No.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
Because it's you / your familiar. I just needed to see
Sure.
if either one of you sort of. So it's just a general. Plus the DC was 20.
No.
You over here, the familiar sort of is like cawing up in the rafters, and you look over and you see Lezabel holding out the pendant to Squiz, and you immediately recognize it as one of the brooches that an avowed wears at Candlekeep.
Okay. I'm going to have Effie invisibly fly down and land like right here.
Okay.
And I
You
will
can put Effie
just
on.
drag them. Got it.
But we
I
can't
forgot
see this,
about
just to
that.
clarify. Okay.
Correct.
The raven that's right there is invisible.
And I will go into their vision.
Okay. So as you go into the raven's vision, your body sort of like slackens, and you close your eyes, and from the outside you just look like you're enjoying the music, but you've sort of
Okay.
what is
because
it actually?
for the ability for it is I'm fine. I'm just blind and deaf to what's happening at my body.
Okay, then your body just sort of slackens, your eyes glaze over, and you just look like you're enjoying the music. But to you are behind that bar. You see Lezabel and Squiz up close and personal. You see June rummaging around down below, pulling out more liquor bottles and more mugs because the party is like happening tonight. As Squiz continues talking to Lezabel.
Question: can we see her big scythe?
So it's Ruby style, so it's all folded up on her
And
side.
she has it
Alright, got
concealed,
you.
sort of, under, I guess. She's not advertising it. I believe Squiz said a library, so she's gonna say, "Oh, the learned. I thought they would be responsible." And she says this sort of under her breath, turning away and putting the pendant back.
Oh, responsible for what?
And she,
If you don't mind.
she looks back up at him with like sort of a fire in her eyes. "I was wronged in the past, and I will have it righted."
Oh, okay. Well, if that involves going to the library, I'd love to go with you. I am interested in going myself. And I do kind of have a favor to ask of my own. As you may have gathered, I'm not the strongest.
Oh, don't show yourself
Or most-
don't sell yourself short.
Well, I mean, I'm already pretty short as is, so I was wondering if I could enlist your help in finding someone.
Who are you looking for? I might be able to help.
Their name is Matrius.
Would this mean
I
anything to
need
you?
them to come with me.
Make a... Let me see what kind of check I want you to make. I want you to make a... Make a history check.
15.
Can I make this as well?
Yeah, you can make it as well. No, you don't have to. Austin.
Okay.
So Lezabel with a 15, you have never heard of Matrius before. Austin, you know Matrius to be one of the sages that work at Candlekeep.
Okay.
Well, I'll do what I can to help. Especially if there's coin
go ahead.
involved.
I don't know if there will.
June runs down to the bottom of the bar and is like, Hey, you're still here, aren't you? Those two down there, they're having a really interesting conversation that I think you might be interested in.
Thanks. I don't know if it's appropriate for you to tell me that?
Just don't mind the crows!
Huh?
As she runs back. And the butler approaches Leland and is like, Master Leland, your set is done for now. We will reconvene in about 30 minutes to an hour. Does that sound okay?
Yep, that's fine. I'm gonna go take my break.
Okay. Perfect. Oh, and Leela, try not to get into trouble on your break, please. And they both sort of, like, saunter off. And, well, the butler goes back to doing his thing, but Leela
Out of
leaves for now.
curiosity, would Lezabel know Leland at all? Like, having, I'm assuming Leland works here.
You know them as
Okay.
just the dancers that work here. You haven't ever like tried to get to
Yep.
know them personally. You know they are regular dancers, the same as Petrichor would. You would also have recognized Petrichor as like another regular here, but never have interacted with them before.
I went to the bar.
Okay.
So Emmy sees the person that she was originally recommended to go speak to, and then the two people having an interesting conversation are now all in the same place. So they're going to take the opportunity to get over there and speak to some people.
Is the pendant
No,
still out?
she's tucked it away.
Okay.
Lezabel looks a little annoyed as she
Um,
sort of feels crowded. She's like, what is happening? Takes another sip of ale.
Well, when you get out interesting items, people join. And the barkeep just keeps on like manically making drinks from behind the bar.
Items, huh?
I suppose I haven't formally introduced myself. My name is Lezabel. And she's addressing Squiz.
He'll hold his hand out to shake yours, and I'll say,
Oh, you can call me Squiz. My real name's Darian, but I don't really have anybody left in my life that calls me that.
Leland and Petrichor make a history check.
I'm so good at those.
Thank God for a +5, 17.
I got a 4.
Leland, you only know Lezabel as one of the regulars here at the bar. She comes in maybe like once every week to once every fortnight. Petrichor, you recognize the name Lezabel as well, one, you know Lezabel also as one of the semi-regulars.
Yep.
But you recognize the name Lezabel as a scandal that happened here in Baldur's Gate. The Levitain family, as prestigious and well known as they are around Baldur's Gate, had a bastard daughter.
Okay.
Ooh.
Can I get a perception check from the four at the bar?
Yeah.
Do I need to do a stealth
16.
check for my...
You do. You need to make a stealth
Great.
check for your crow.
16.
Great then.
Jinx.
Let's see. Ooh,
I
plus
got
5
a
this time.
5.
Ooh, it's okay. I kind of rolled bad. 12.
So anyone who beat a 12, you sense the presence of that raven, and sort of it begins to sort of like fade in and out of your eyesight.
Would my dog have
can-
Does
noticed
everyone
it?
else see that?
You can roll with advantage
Can-
because of your dog.
Lezabel's
So
Lezabel's
just roll
gonna
one
see
more
this-
d20.
That's a 14.
Okay, the crow's doing the same. The raven's doing the same thing for you.
Lezabel sees
Go ahead,
this
Lezabel.
flicker of the raven there, I guess against the wall there, sort of, and as she sees that, she's going to quickly reach into, like, to this side of her satchel and throw a dart out towards the wall there. She's not necessarily directly aiming at it, more to the side of it.
Can I get an
Acrobatics
acrobatics check from you?
Yep. 15 plus...
To not hit? Okay. The
so
dart
20.
hits
I
the
got
wall
5.
behind the
So it's
ring.
15 plus 5, so 20.
Yeah, you're good. The dart hits the wall behind the raven, and the raven is obviously spooked. Austin.
I will go out from its vision, and I will wave my hand, and the raven will disappear.
I'm gonna have to ask you not to throw your things here in the bar. And she pulls the dart from the wall and hands it back to you.
My apologies.
Yes, just please try not to engage in
I'm a little
rabble.
unhinged.
Understandable, I am too.
Isabel laughs with it.
Emmy just
Yeah.
got put on high alert and would have jumped on the bar if Lesbel hadn't thrown that dart straight away before they could have.
Now what did you roll for the perception, Emmy?
16. So that shimmering was like they were ready to just jump on the bar and pull the swords out.
So what like sort of action did she do? Did she like go to reach for the scimitars, or did she like move in any way?
Oh yeah, no, she pulled them out.
Squiz, you clock a piece of paper sticking out of her pocket.
Well, does it stand out to me at all, or is it
Yes.
just like, yep, that's paper in a pocket? Okay.
It stands out to you. It looks like a help wanted page
From Emmy's pocket?
from Emmy's pocket.
Excuse me.
Hmm?
The
hi.
tall one with the swords.
Hi. Yeah.
I couldn't help but notice that you had a help wanted piece of paper sticking out of your pocket there. I was
Yeah.
curious for-
Do you know what that's shimmering? Did you see that?
No, I didn't see anything.
Oh, okay.
Squiz, you Emmy, do you hand the paper to Squiz, or do you kind of just like hold it in your pocket, not wanting to let go of it?
They're really distracted at the minute, kind of half paying attention to what Squiz is saying, but
Okay.
like looking around as well.
Suppose we'll
Squiz-
wait patiently for
Okay.
that.
Eventually, like after the scare with the raven, Austin, are you doing anything?
Petrichor's just gonna try to watch from where they are currently. He really wants to enjoy his free time. away from
Lesabel,
us.
make a perception check with advantage.
Advantage, you said.
Wisdom.
you're totally fine.
14.
This is how it
Okay.
normally works. Like when you're playing in person, like there's a lot of like time of people just being like,
She-
oh,
she-
what do I
she-
add? Okay, so it's gonna be
Yeah,
until you like really
roll a
comfortable.
14. And then also she's going to turn to June and say, give me something stronger.
This is the strongest I have. Sets down a shot glass poured to the brim of Everclear. With-
maybe tone it down a little here.
Why?
You might have a brain hemorrhage or something at this rate.
And she just breathes heavily from behind the bar, staring you down. With the 14, you clock Petrichor. You've kind of had your eye on them because you've recognized them in the past, and they are a little bit tense. And sort of like their eyes are darting from the boy on the stage to you to the boy on the stage. Yeah, and then you get served a shot of Everclear. That'll be
Okay,
5
so she's gonna
silver.
drop the silver on the counter and then stand up and chuck the shot down in one gulp. Put the glass back down on the counter, and then she's gonna walk past these lovely folks. And
Wait, so did you just say that you chugged the glass of Everclear?
Yeah.
It was a shot glass.
You have one level of
Excellent!
intoxication.
Ooh, jealous.
So
Squiz
this,
like watched that happen, was just like,
She's a heavy drinker.
you make a
Oh, okay,
Constitution
alright.
saving throw.
Oh, I rolled good. I got a 19 plus 2, so 21. Yeah.
Oh, thank God. I was gonna throw up on
You throw that shot back, you wipe it off your mouth, and you walk up to Petrichor with a
Okay.
purpose.
And so I'm guessing she sort of noticed that, as he was limped back and as the shadow, I guess, disappeared, he sort of darted back up and now he's looking curiously. So she sort
No, with a 14, you see that they
okay.
look a little bit stiff, and that they were eyeing
Okay,
you.
so she just sees him eyeing.
You don't know if it's related to the shadow or not.
Well, then I guess she's gonna inquire. I guess as she gets over to him, she's gonna like point her hand back towards the wall where the I guess the knife mark is in, where it stabbed into the wall, and she goes, "Was that magic you're doing?"
What makes you think I would need magic to spy
So
on
you admit you were spying on me?
No, I'm just asking a question.
As you two are having your discussion, the dancer sort of like kneels down on the stage and is like, "Whoa, why are you two like
Oh,
so
God.
tense right now? You need to loosen up."
I'm assuming we
Oh,
noticed this,
God.
right?
Yes, you all are watching this unfold unless you are talking amongst each other.
Emmy's just gonna
Honey,
lean on
just
the bar
go back
and-
to dancing.
But like,
Squiz is just watching this happen. Just like,
how do I dance and enjoy my job when you are just like harshing my mellow?
Oof, we've lost a lot of attraction to this man. Okay.
And you
I
see
mean,
him
what's
just
the
sort of like
song?
gyrating on the stage.
Oh my god.
What?
Lazabel's just gonna let out a sigh and sort of she's standing while Petrichor's sitting, I guess, so she's looking down at him and she's gonna be like, very well.
Why don't we continue this discussion upstairs?
What? How about no? She's gonna walk away and go back to the couch.
Perfect.
But
Oh, okay.
before you walk away, the butler walks up and is like, "Well, upstairs might cost you, but the rooms on this floor are available for a measly 5 silver."
Sure, I'll give him 5 silver.
You have
I need a room anyways for the night.
You have
so-
access to the first room. It is decorated in red, and that is how you know you are there. Just pull the curtains back and you are inside.
Ooh, it's the one with the
Mistress, sir, enjoy yourselves. And
Lazabel's
walks away.
raising an eyebrow, like how she got roped into this ridiculous situation. Like in her head, she's like, I don't really have anything to talk about with this guy. What?
Came up to
do
me,
you-
honey.
Do you both adjourn back to the room?
Petrichor will stand up and walk to the room.
Lazabel's gonna follow? But...
Make a persuasion check.
Sure, I'm gonna we'll use this dice. That's a nat 20 for 25. total.
Lesbel, you roll your dice. If it's a nat 20, you don't follow. If it's not a nat 20, you follow. Okay.
You're very
You
persuasive.
follow Petrichor back to the room.
As they go, Leland just yells, "Woo! Get it, Les!"
Squiz is still sort of just like inquiring to Emmy about the paper in her pocket, wanting to know more about it.
Just so everyone knows, Emmy is non-binary, so preferred pronouns they them, but will accept any pronouns. So, like, if anyone slips out a she or a he, that's absolutely fine. just so you know. What was the question? Sorry.
Quiz?
Sorry, hang on. I have food in my mouth. One second.
I was curious about your little poster that you have in your pocket.
Oh, yeah. They've kind of calmed down now, so they put the swords away after that whole shenanigan going on beside them. So then they look at Squiz and pay him proper attention. Yeah, I'm new here. And when I say here, I mean kind of everywhere. And I was just looking for something to pass the time, so something exciting.
I'm also quite new here.
Cool.
I'm from the Foreign Forest up north. Where are you from?
That's hard to explain.
I understand. No worries. You don't need to answer it if you don't want to.
I mean, it's not that I don't want to. It's just, are you familiar with interplanar travel at all?
No.
Okay.
I wish I were, but not right now. I'm not.
Kind of from nowhere and everywhere at the same time.
So that from behind the bar. So that's why you were asking so much about interplanar travel.
Yeah.
And she just sort of skulks off.
She is so nosy.
Yeah, Emmy's kind of like
she's a barkeep,
but kind of wondering if it's normal. Like,
I see that you are a little scratched. Would you like a little healing?
oh, thanks, but I'm good. If I need to heal, I'll sort that out. I have a little healing ability, so I'll be fine. Thanks. But yeah, I just picked up this help wanted thing. I'm kind of looking for stuff to do.
Do you hand Squiz the paper?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Squiz, you immediately recognize it as a help wanted sign for the. While it is very far away, it is for the city of oh my god, what's the name of it? The city of Ascor, which is the city that's been plagued that you are trying to find answers for.
Oh, that's kind of wild, to be honest. This is the reason that I'm in Candlekeep, or at least one of them.
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate. Sorry.
And that's where we are now.
Yes, we're in Baldur's Gate.
Cool.
Cool.
Good to know.
I understand that it might be a little below what you would perceive as your pay grade, but my people would be, and the people of that city would be incredibly grateful for your help. You'd be doing me a favor as well.
Yeah, I mean, help. Like, what is it exactly that needs doing?
Well, there's a plague in the city that is halting crop growth and generally making life hard to live there. I was sent to find someone in particular. They said that Matrius was in Baldur's Gate and he'd be able to help, but I wouldn't mind the extra help.
Emmy's like really confused by all the different place names and people names. It's just like, I don't know what's going on.
Leland, what do you make of this conversation?
I'm definitely interested, and I'm gonna turn to Squiz over there and say,
go ahead.
You need more help? Does this job pay?
Did my friend say anything about? No.
I can't make any promises. I really don't know, but I can't imagine the leadership in the town would turn a blind eye to the people that risk their well-being to help solve the problem.
As you say this, Emmy is like looking back at the page and notices down at the bottom it says like she can barely read it, but it says like what looks like 500 GP reward for cure.
Oh, there you go.
So you might want to take a look at at this.
Do you hand it to
I-
Squizzer or Leland?
To Leland.
Leland, you fully look at this paper. It says, help wanted, plague befallen, the city of Ascor. Adventurers needed, 500 GP reward.
Well, that's a pretty hefty reward there. You mind some extra company on this journey?
Please, I would take all the help I can get.
Okay.
Well,
I'm down.
I'm definitely in.
We go back to the room with Petrichor and Lezabel.
Elizabeth,
What's going on?
Petrichor is going to lay down on the bed, and his raven will appear on the other corner, visible to
okay,
Lezabel.
so
this time.
Lezabel walking into the room, as she walks in, she's gonna unclip the scythe from her hip, and it's gonna fall down to the ground with a thud, and she's gonna step up on the bed and be like, alright, let's do this.
Thalen, or no, wow, wrong way. Petrichor will
What?
pull out his
So-
pair.
Okay.
Petrichor will Petrichor will in his free hand cast prestidigitation, and a duplicate of the pendant will appear in his hand. So how did you come by this item?
Well, that's a long story.
Oh.
What do you know about it?
That depends how you got it.
My mother was murdered, you see, and, well, I want revenge. This is my only clue as to who is responsible. I'm Lezabel Levitain, by the way. What's your name?
I know fully well who you are. You can call me Peter.
Peter, did you say, sorry?
Yeah.
Oh, Peter. What do you know about it? And she's gonna... Her fingers are sort of like brushing over the handle of one of her daggers.
The image in his hand will disappear. As most people in the city should know, it is the emblem of Candlekeep on it.
Candlekeep. How cute.
Most people in the
Oh,
city would
okay.
not know it.
Would not. Oh, okay. Well,
No.
Candlekeep.
The avowed rarely leave Candlekeep.
got it.
And with sort of a smirk, she's gonna say, I guess the learned really are responsible. Mischievous.
You know, Lezabel, that Candlekeep is a place for scholars, and Petrichor does
Okay.
not look like a scholar. So the fact that he is aware of what the pendant represents is a
Okay,
little
yeah,
odd
and
to
so
you.
realizing this, she's gonna, looking down at him again, say, how do I know I can trust you? How do you know? How did you come to know that this is symbol of the... what was it? What were they again? Sorry. Or he didn't... did he say that?
Avowed.
Oh,
No,
okay.
he would have just
yeah.
said
It's
Candlekeep.
worn by
Yeah.
the patrons of Candlekeep.
How'd you come to know that this is from Candlekeep?
I've run across a stray one here and there on my travels.
Make an insight check, Lezabel, and make a deception check, Petrichor.
Sure will. Ooh, okay, 26.
It's good. Insight. What do I get?
Can
No,
you beat a
18.
26? Okay. You take him for his word that it's possible that Petrichor is a traveled person, and that the avowed do sometimes leave Candlekeep.
Okay. Travel a lot then.
More than I would like sometimes.
Share that, I suppose. And she's gonna take her hand off the dagger.
At that
Trusting of him.
At that moment, the butler walks up to the party and is like, Leland, Emmy, and Squiz, and is like, The masters would like you in the red room.
Huh?
Yeah,
And walk
absolutely would
away.
Not.
The red. I'm.
Can I do a perception check on this butler?
Sure.
Okay. What's my perception?
Leland and Squiz,
Sorry.
if you'd like to as well, you're welcome to.
I got 21.
Is anybody else rolling?
Oh, roll. There you go.
Yeah, why not? At a 17.
I got a 10.
With a 21 Emmy, you realize that like something's up with this butler. He seems to be able to be everywhere and nowhere at once, and is just tapped in.
Yeah, he's
Nothing like devious, nothing despicable. Just that
yeah.
he's very knowing.
Okay. Cool. And they asked for us specifically. Us three separate,
That is correct.
unrelated people.
Correct. I mean, you were talking to Mistress Lezabel not even moments ago.
Kinda.
Regardless,
wasn't.
I
Are
have
you-
delivered what I
Are
need
you sure
to.
they asked for us? Cause
I am positive.
Emmy turns to like both of them, like looks side to side, and is like, "Are you guys gonna go?"
I'll
And the
just
butler walks
sigh.
away.
I'll just sigh and get up and start
And-
walking to the room.
And Leland, you know where the room is because you're a regular, because you work here.
hmm
Emmy and Squiz, do you follow?
I guess. Yeah. Can I? I mean, I don't know where the red room is. Can I follow you?
Yep, I'll show you where it is.
Cool. Hey, little guy, are you coming?
He might have food in his mouth.
No, sorry, my mom called, and I normally wouldn't take a call during a game, but with my grandma, I'm like, I don't want to.
You're good.
What's happening? Sorry.
So Leland knows where the red room is. The butler is not malicious or evil in any means. They just seem to really know what's going on in this bar. Has
Do I
told you.
recognize like kind of like a magic there? Like, could I do an Arcana?
Yeah. Go ahead and do Arcana.
And that's gonna be a 17.
You notice it's conjuration magic.
Okay, cool.
Like it just emanates from him.
Sure.
But Leland is guiding Emmy back to the room, and you are welcome to follow them or not.
Can
The
you
butler-
follow me, please, because my trackpad isn't working.
Oh no.
So I will put you all at the entrance to the room. What do you do?
This is a packed room. I guess we knock.
There are curtains.
suppose it's a
Oh,
not
I
the
guess
wood
we-
side of the curtain.
Wiggle the curtains
You can knock
and
on
say
the frame.
knock.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Okay, so Petrichor and Lezabel, you hear a knock from.
Oh, I thought
The outside of the
Yes.
And you see a small halfling poking their head inside.
Hello.
Oh,
I
sorry.
believe you. Oh, Lezabel.
And you see Lezabel standing on the bed, Petrichor laying there with his hand on his whip.
I don't think we're in
No,
the right
please,
room.
come on in. More the
leave it.
merrier.
Petrichor will lean over and pick up the handcuffs and say, "We got these for you, Squiz."
And you all enter the room.
Flushes. He is so
I
red
would
right
not like to enter the room.
So you feel a source pull you into the room, and
Oh.
you three are suddenly in a much larger room, and the butler appears in front of you. Now, I know that this is all very odd to you, and that you might not have wanted to come to this room. But I had to get you all together somehow, and you weren't coming together of natural means. So,
I feel like we were getting there. Slowly,
these
slowly.
two were very obviously coming to have fun on their own. And, well, you all have like interests. And the situation is becoming more dire in Ascor. And we need immediate action. The mistress of the bar, while she will not rightly say so, is the one who posted it. Her family resides in Ascor, and desperately wants to make sure they are okay.
I mean,
Understandable.
Well, if it's for June, I guess that's fine.
I mean, yeah, she seems nice. I'll help. I will definitely help.
We thank you here at the Firewater Refuge. I will refund you for this room. Petrichor, take your 5 silver back. And you will have rooms for the night. I implore you, please leave in the morning and seek out Matrius inside of Candlekeep. For he
Yeah, I mean,
will be able to help us. I'm sure of it. And the butler
I can
disappears.
be ready to go in 4 hours if anybody else can.
I mean, I'm pretty tired.
Great. What are they talking about with Astracor?
Ascor.
Elizabeth's gonna look around, like, kind of semi-annoyed as she looks around and goes, I just met these people. I was going to Candlekeep anyway, I suppose.
Lesabelle, you get the sense that, like,
Yeah,
you might find answers
and
at
that's why she
Candlekeep.
said, based on what Petrichor said,
Yeah.
Candlekeep.
So you all have lodging for the night in the upper floor of the tavern. Would you like to do anything else in the tavern for
Yes, take
this
another
evening?
shot.
Okay. That's going to be... if you travel back over to the bar, June will serve you another shot. That will be another 5 silver for the Everclear!
Just places the 5 silver on the counter.
Can I get a
Sure.
Constitution saving throw?
Emmy's gonna come over and ask what's happening because
18.
they really liked the last drink that they copied from Lesabelle.
This one hits you. This one hits you a little bit harder, but the effects it doesn't affect you too much. You've got
Okay.
a pretty iron stomach. Emmy, did you say you wanted to try this as well?
It's quite good.
The ale was nice. What? is it
Sure.
good? Cool. Yeah, I'll
June
go for
throws
it.
down a shot glass, fills it with Everclear, and hands it to Emmy. It'll be 5 silver though.
Yeah, here you go.
Okay, and make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Nat 20.
You're perfectly fine.
This is water.
You down that like sweet elven wine from your from living with Cecilia.
Nice. It's just
any-
how us Horizon Walkers do. Like we can handle our ale.
Did you say that in game?
No.
Okay. Anything else?
Do we all have our own rooms, or?
Yes, you all have your own rooms in the tavern.
Great. Petrichor is gonna go tell the tiefling his room number if he wants to join him later, and then go upstairs.
Make a perception, not a perception. Make a persuasion.
Persuasion? Sure. You've been rolling well. 22.
Yeah. I'll so be there.
Great. After I get into my room, I'm gonna reach my hand into the coat and say, I need condoms, and try to pull some out.
The
The
coat.
first use of the code. Gone.
Yeah.
As you reach into the coat, you rummage in the pockets until your hand snags on something, and you pull out 5 condoms.
Perfect.
More for later, too.
Anything
I only
else?
need 4 hours of sleep.
Anything else? All right. Then you all take a long rest, and you meet outside of the tavern in the morning. You all can discuss. You all discussed how you were going to travel. You're going to get there by foot. It's going to take you about a day's journey to get there. But you see June running out of the tavern anxiously and is like, "Wait, don't go yet!"
Yes, June.
What? Why?
Well,
Jesus Christ! God, what? Jesus!
well. And she's just like panting because she's never had to run so much in her life because she usually has the butler do it. It's too early for conjuration magic today. Anyway, I fancy myself a sort of an engineer of sorts, and I made you these since you humbly accepted the quest from the butler. And she each hands you a sort of crystal, and those of you who have watched Fantasy High, it sort of acts as like a cell phone. You can talk to each other through it. You can contact June, send a message through it, etc. It's basically a cell phone.
Cool.
Excellent. Speaking
thanks.
stone. Thank you so much.
Why, of course! It's a prototype, so you'll have to let me know how it goes.
It's not gonna blow up on us.
No promises. And then she turns to Petrichor and is like, "And because I think you'll need this, here's a bag of holding.
Oh, beautiful.
I don't want you to have to worry about things. And if you need anything, like food, water, etc., just give me a text on the crystal, and it'll appear in the bag of holding."
Incredible.
Thank you very much.
Of course! I just want to make sure that your traveling is easy, and that you save my family.
We will do our best.
Like, on the subject, can you give us any more information about the nature of this plague and
No, goodbye!
where do we?
And she disappears.
I mean, does anyone have any idea where we're gonna start when we get there? I mean,
I don't think that I think that might be a problem for later. We're gonna have to start by going to Candlekeep and finding Metreus. Metreus might know where to start once we're actually confronting.
Elizabeth's gonna take a sip from like a water skin, and then she's gonna be like, "This is why the Firewater Refuge is my favorite tavern. Hurry now, while there's daylight. We should move." And she's gonna go on ahead.
You all set off.
Sorry.
Do you all follow?
sure.
I think Emmy was about to say something.
Huh?
So Squiz would hang for a second and see if she was going to say anything.
I don't. Never mind. We'll just go.
We'll figure it
she,
out.
do you think she knows we're going to have daylight for quite a while since it's the morning?
I mean, probably, but I suppose it's probably just a turn of phrase, right?
Who knows?
I mean, how long are the days here?
About 24 hours since you're not from this plane.
Okay,
And
thanks.
about right now, I would say we get about 16 hours of daylight.
Right. Noted.
Which
Thanks.
plane are you from?
You won't have heard of it.
You could try me.
Okay. Well, I mean, I was born on Ostamar.
You don't know what plane
I'm
Ostamar is
sure
on.
I didn't.
Emmy doesn't even know what plane Ostamar is on.
There are a lot of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so you all head for Candlekeep. It is about a day's journey. It's really easy because it is a well-traveled path. It travels directly south from Baldur's Gate. It is not paved, but it is fully dirt and ridden well. you can tell carriages, horses, etc. walk it regularly. And you reach a fork in the road, and to your right, you see a citadel fortress on the water. That is Candlekeep.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
It stands on a volcanic crag 100 or so feet from the coastline, a flat-topped spur of rough stone out in the midst of the surging sea. Imagine, if you can, the top of the crag hemmed in entirely by a tall wall. This wall is interrupted by several towers all the way around, and it is enclosed a large space from which even more of these same towers rise. Those who have seen this vista from above has said it looked like nothing. Said that it looks like nothing so much as a cake decorated with too many candles. The mist of sea spray fills the air nearest the western walls, and in winter, this moisture can cause treacherous buildups of ice. Sometimes entire towers along the western edge of the keep have to be abandoned for the season. They become so overtaken by the frost. So yeah, you approach Candlekeep from the Way of the Lion. It is a road that leads directly to the gatehouse. And as you approach the gatehouse, you see a few people guarding the gate. And what would you like to do?
First thing Emmy's going to do is turn to the rest of the people and be like, by the way, before we do anything else, my name's Amithlior. People who know me well call me Emmy. So,
Oh, my name's. You can call me Squiz. My real name's Darian. But I prefer Squiz.
cool. Hi, Squiz. I know we just walked ages together, but yeah.
We can say you introduced each other at the gate at the
Okay.
at the tavern. These introductions can happen at the tavern. You all know each other's name now. And anything you've gleaned from while you were in the tavern, you know each other's names. At this point, you've become well acquainted on the day's walk. Is there any information you want to share with each other during the day's walk?
I think I kind of fill them in on like why I was in the Firewater Refuge.
Okay.
And just kind of
I was sent from the Vorn Forest where I'm from. It's where my like group of scholars is. And somebody came by and asked me to sort out this plague. And I agreed because it was going to be sending us to Candlekeep. So I really do greatly appreciate all of you joining in, as I don't think I could do this alone.
Is a plague really the kind of thing of scholars should be looking into?
Somebody had to go. And somebody that wasn't going to be of use in the moment, I suppose.
Squiz, you know that the best way to find the answers was to speak to another scholar. So that is why you were more than happy to take up this quest.
Gotcha.
Before we get too close to the gatehouse, I would have wanted to send Effie up ahead.
Okay.
To see if Kaylin or who would the gate warden were, or manning the gate.
Okay. Have Effie make a perception check.
What is Effie's perception? It's wisdom.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't have anything special to this one. That would be a 17.
Yeah, you saw Effie. You saw Kaylin for a moment talk to the 5 guards. But he had walked back inside Candlekeep.
Okay, and the guards wouldn't know me by.
No.
Okay, perfect. I will just have Effie come back to me then.
Okay. What would you like to do as a party?
So do we just walk in, or like what? What's the
I
deal
mean, I
with
don't
this
think
place?
they'll just let us walk in, but talking to them would be a good step.
I will say, the Petrichor, you
Mhm.
know that the required entrance fee for admission into Candlekeep is a work of writing not already collected therein. And that if someone shows up without that, they're most likely going to get turned away.
How tall are the walls, and is there like anything that could be scaled to get over it, or is it like just a steep cliff, like unscalable?
It looks like this image. While the walls at the front on the Way of the Lion are on land, everything else is on like cliff face.
But it doesn't appear to be any way to scale over.
No, it is finely laid brick.
What was that? Does anyone know anything about this place? Anyone know?
If
So
I
is anyone gonna
recall
share?
correctly, I believe you need to give them information that they don't already have to get entrance. Some form of writing or research, usually.
A piece of writing that they don't already have.
It is a giant library. They like their information.
I mean, I have a load
Emmy
of books,
pulls
but
the
I
Emmy pulls the help wanted poster out of their pocket and goes,
I mean,
"This is a piece of writing that they don't already have."
I can almost guarantee you they would probably know of this problem.
They know of the
Considering
problem, but
Squizzes,
they don't
people
have
know of
this.
it. You are welcome to try, but they will probably laugh and turn us away.
Will they accept an original poem?
Actually, probably. I would believe that.
I think they want more academic pursuits, but I'm willing if you want to give it a try.
Of my understanding of Candlekeep, I believe they actually treasure the arts in all its forms. But I do also have some works on me from my cloister.
Well, why don't we start with the poem, I guess.
While we're discussing this, does Lizabel know how to use the crystal that she was given?
It's a phone. You can make You only have the. You can only reach your party members in June.
Can she call June then?
Sure. So
Okay.
June does not pick up. It's nighttime.
Oh, okay,
the bar's
yeah,
busy.
yeah. Then she's gonna turn.
Or rather, it's
Okay.
dusk. Sorry. The sun is beginning
Alright.
to set.
Well, then with a sigh, she concedes. I guess we'll try the poem then.
Okay.
Is it like a per person thing, or?
So do you all approach the gates?
Yeah.
One item should get the whole group in, usually.
Does the party approach the gates?
Yes.
Yes.
Lezabel, make a perception
Building.
check.
That is 12 plus 3, 15.
All 5 of the guards are wearing a brooch with an embossed C on it.
Okay. Lizabel looks a little angry, like a flash of Vietnam PTSD, and she's raging a little inside, but she quells it down. She's staying quiet, but she does watching.
Okay. As you approach the gates, the 5 purple-clad guards sort of whisper to themselves, and as you approach, you sort of hear, "Seekers! Seekers are here! Seekers! Oh my God, Seekers!" What do you do? One might say that is what you are.
Yes, if one is me, then
This is the guard speaking.
Yeah.
These are the guards speaking. If you're a seeker of knowledge,
nerds.
you're more than welcome here. Do you have an offering?
I believe we do. Yes, and he kind of like offers a gesture back toward Leland.
You! What do you have to offer us here at Candlekeep?
Oh, I have this poem that I wrote here.
Oh?
I do.
Oh?
Do you accept a poem?
Well, and they sort of like huddle together. We must hear it.
Okay. Well, allow me to
Google
do
a poem.
a dramatic reading of my totally original poem that I wrote while we were on our way over here.
Yes, we are waiting. We do not have much time. We are busy.
You were just standing here when we got here.
Well,
But
that
no,
may be what it
obviously
seems like
busy,
to
busy
you.
standing. Yeah,
That
busy
may be what
standing.
that may be what it seems like to you. But you're very
So
busy.
as Leland kind of like is doing her or what gender is Leland?
You don't know.
Okay. As they're kind of doing their thing, he kind of like nudges her or nudges them and goes, I have a poem if we need.
No, I got it. I got this.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, are you ready, Mr. Guard people?
I am a woman.
Well, I said
That one's a
people.
man though, so it's fine.
Uh,
That one over there, they recently discovered themselves though, and they're not so sure anymore. But that is the glory of knowledge. It's ever evolving.
yeah, that's great. Here's my poem titled Carrots. They say that carrots are good for your eyes. They swear that they improve your sight. But I'm seeing worse than I did last night. Do you think maybe I ain't using them right? And I show this picture of a guy with carrots stabbed in his eyes.
While that is amusing, it unfortunately does not meet the standards of collected works here at the library.
Why not? That was brilliant.
We require something written.
We can write it down.
I mean, I can write it down.
It must be already produced.
Why?
Well, here I wrote it down.
Make a deception check.
Well, that's probably not gonna work.
I'll give you bardic inspiration.
Roll a d6, or is it d8 at this point?
It's a D8.
6.
Huh?
Oh wait, no, hang on.
I think level 5 is when it goes up to d8.
5 is. Oh, okay, yeah, so it's a D6 right now. Yeah, D8 at 5th.
So that's a 9.
Unfortunately, we did see you try to scribble that very quickly as you approached. It will not suffice.
Right.
Damn it.
Amy
Okay.
walks up to them and passes them the help wanted poster.
We have never seen something of such high quality before.
Oh my god.
This
Petrichor hates these guards.
We need this in our collection immediately. Rolls it up, sticks it in their sleeve. Kaelin, Master Kaelin! Please open the gates for these learned scholars.
Squiz like slowly slides his like thickly bound book of like his cloistered like secrets back into his bag. He's like, okay.
Lezabel's got an
Okay.
expression of disbelief as
Amy
well.
looks over at
like what?
Amy looks over at Petrichor and just says, "See, I told you it was worth a try."
You see Kaelin walk out, and a look of like surprise comes over his face as he sees Petrichor. But he walks over to the guards and is like, "What voice did I use for Kaelin?"
An older man, I believe.
What piece of knowledge did these fine young people bring for you today? And the guards just hold up the wanted poster. The gates are fully open behind Kalen, by the way. He like face palms. You see him
Petricor's gonna start
visibly
walking through.
grimace.
Oh, everybody go, 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 go.
And as you all sort of like rush in, you hear Kalen like, "What have I told you about accepting such measly offerings to our great institution?" And the gate falls shut. Inside, you are
Bathhouse, anyone?
as you say that, all members of the party look at you and are just sort of like, "Wait, why do you know that there's a bathhouse in Candlekeep? This is supposed to be a library."
It's a giant library city. Why wouldn't they have a bathhouse?
All right. So as you walk through the gates,
Exactly.
you enter.
Right, you're the one who pointed it. Yeah.
Nobody made any moves.
Well, you pointed out the problem, didn't you?
As you enter in, you enter into. I want to make sure this just shows the Court of Air. You enter into the Court of Air. Inside the court, it is a wide courtyard. It has nary a tree nor a well cluttering its cobblestony expanse. To your right, you see massive pillars over a small like retaining wall type thing. To your left, you see a bathhouse. You see some stables, a couple of buildings that you're not sure what are. Petrichor, I will say you do know what all of these buildings are, and you can either let this on or not.
No.
What would you like to do now that you are in the Court of Air? You have pillars to your right, you have buildings to your left. And you see purple-clad people walking around the court, walking from building to building. All of them have that pendant with an embossed C on it.
So should we ask around about this person that you're looking for, Squiz?
Yes, I was going to ask. What was that gentleman's name that opened the gate for us?
Was it Kalen? They shouted his name.
I think it was Kalen. Yes.
Yes.
Is Kalen still standing around?
No, he's on the other side of the gate.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be too happy that we're here, so maybe we don't bother him.
That's fair. Well, I mean, here, I'll be right back. And
Can
he, like,
I
trots
get-
over.
Can I get a group insight check?
Sure.
Cool. Oh fuck.
11.
7.
18.
I got a 14.
Will?
I got a 4.
Okay. That is enough to gleam. As a party, you realize that, like, you got past the gates. Like, there's nobody's gonna question whether or not you're meant to be here.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go poke my head into the bathhouse real quick and see if they know where we could find Demetrius.
Okay.
Yeah, is that the only reason?
Make
Yes.
a perception check.
Oh, fuck me. It teetered
Do you
on a
want some help
15
with
and it rolled
that?
to a 5.
Yes, yeah. I'm not sure what I'm looking for,
Squiz the
but
help. I'll give Squiz help.
Go ahead and roll again.
16?
Okay. Inside the bathhouse, you see.
100 naked men.
Avowed and seekers alike are using this building as a place to relax. There are spacious rooms in the building that contain heated pools for respite while engaging in casual conversation or debates. There are side chambers as well that hold hot saunas and massage parlors.
I just kind of find, like, if there's, like, a front desk where, like, there's, like, a clerk working or, like...
Yep.
just-
You walk up to a woman in a purple robe.
hi, hello. I had a question.
Hi. What's
Hi.
your question?
Do you happen to know Demetrius?
Well, while it doesn't ring a bell to me, one of the other Avowed might know, you might want to check out either the House of Rest or the Hearth.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Wait, do you know where those are?
Ah,
was
no,
waiting for
sorry.
that
I'm
one.
eager.
Okay, so if you exit this building and just if you see a bright emerald door on the other side of the courtyard, that's too
Yes.
far. There are
Okay.
going to be buildings on your left. It's not going to be
Excellent.
the first. It's not going to be the second. But that third and fourth building, that's what you're looking for, hun.
Fourth
Okay.
instead.
Lesabel's gonna have gone into the bathhouse after him and
Building.
ask the receptionist
Building.
there. And do you know anything about the Levitain family? The name mean anything to you?
Not really. I know that like Lord Alfred was once like a regular here, but besides that, I just no doesn't ring a bell. I don't know much besides that. He would come to the bathhouse once every like few months.
That man needs to bathe more.
Well, he didn't live here. Obviously, he's Lord Alfred. How is he doing? Do you
Oh,
know?
he's quite well. she
Oh, well, I'm so glad to hear that. He was always so nice to us here at
I'm
here
sure
at Candlekeep.
he was, and she says this like she's almost gritting her teeth. She says this.
Okay.
And then yeah, she's gonna follow out with.
So he'll like kind of be waiting by the door for you to kind of like catch up to him, and he'll how, like he's not gonna put his hand on your back, but he'll kind of like have it like behind you by like
Yeah.
5 inches or something. And I'll just be like, that sounded really tense. Is everything okay?
Yes, it's quite all right. No need to concern yourself.
Okay.
He seemed nice.
Well, if you need to talk at any
I
moment,
don't need
just,
therapy. Thank you.
No worries. You never know.
And he'll make his way out of the building and head toward the House of Rest.
Okay.
I'm gonna lean down and whisper in my dog's ear and send him over to cheer up Lezabel.
Can you make a charisma roll?
Forced therapy.
I don't know.
The best kind.
Who's making
Just
this?
flat charisma.
Tilly, right? Yeah.
I know.
Tilly.
A dog cheers everyone off.
It's why can't I find it? Oh, I'm sorry.
It's your
I'm
charisma
dumb.
modifier.
I see it now. I got a 17.
Okay, the dog, Shadow, walks up to Lezabel, sort of just like nudges her knees and just like plops down on the ground and looks up at Lezabel with puppy dog eyes and just like
Elizabeth's
Mews
gonna
at
look
her.
back at the doggy with like big gooey eyes. It's sort of the first time the party would have seen her break her sort of tough composure. She's gonna get down on her knees and rub the dog, pet its belly and stuff.
okay.
Oh, aren't you so cute? Oh.
She's not so bad. She likes dogs.
Where would the group like to head next?
Well, the really nice lady said the House of Rest or the Hearth would be the best place to go, didn't she?
Yeah,
She did.
That's where I said I was heading, was to the House of Rest.
Which building do you want to go into? The House of Rest or the Hearth?
The House of Rest.
So Squiz full on walks straight from the bathhouse to the House of Rest. Doesn't sort of notice that the party's taking a chance to cheer up Lezabel with Shadow. But
I would have waited.
but they closely follow behind. As you enter the House of Rest, you realize that this is a 3-story bunkhouse that provides seekers with a place to rest and store their gear. The rustic accommodations include both private rooms and common rooms. In addition to comfortable lodgings, the House of Rest offers guests peace and quiet. Noisy patrons are directed to the hearth if they want to continue their revels. as you walk inside, it's a pretty quiet area. It seems kind of like a hotel lobby. Like you wouldn't you wouldn't make noise here. It's just very like shh. People are working. But you do see someone working at a counter.
Squid.
Squiz walks up to the person at the counter. I know, and says, "Hello. I have a quick question for you, as well as I believe we're going to be needing some accommodations while we are here. So if we could get, and he kind of like checks back at the group. If we could get, do we each need separate rooms? It's probably going to be kind of pricey for us to do that. Would anybody mind bunking together?
I mean, I don't need to sleep, so I'm good.
At all?
Well, I can just sit somewhere and trance. I'll be fine if I need to, but I don't really need
Well,
to
that
trance
doesn't
either
keep
right
your
now.
items saved, but
Huh?
no one's gonna say that doesn't
while
keep
you
your
I'm just
all-
saying that for
Yeah.
flavor.
While you all are kind of like talking amongst yourselves, the shopkeep, it is an elderly gentleman in a purple robe, half moon glasses, kind of like he's really tall. He's like 6'5". Peers down over them, puts his hands on the counter, leans forward to look down at Squiz, and is like, "Whew, it's been a while since I've had someone so small approach my desk."
Yeah. I'm short. Yes.
You all must be seekers. Is that true?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. We have had a shortage of seekers here recently. They...
Excuse me, what's a seeker?
Oh, that is what you are, miss. You
seeker
are
of-
miss, right?
It works for now.
Well, seekers are those coming to Candlekeep to find things. No one knows what they'll find here, though.
I mean,
Anyway.
maybe you'd have more if you didn't have an entry requirement.
Oh, but we must have a strict entry requirement, otherwise any ne'er-do-well will
Okay.
come in.
She sort of scoffs.
We can dissect that
Amy
later.
just looks
It's-
around at the group like,
Hmm.
sure thing.
We'll dissect that later, and we will dissect that later because yikes. But for now, we're looking for someone named Demetrius, and also I don't know, probably four rooms. Sound good?
Matrius is one of my best friends. I'm Metrius myself. He's a close companion. We met because of our close names. Everything is alphabetical here, as you can tell, because it is a library after all.
as one would expect. Yes.
Anyway, I haven't seen him lately, but he has a regular room he frequents over in the Pillars of Pedagogy. That's worth checking out, but tonight is too late. They are probably already closed up for the evening.
Okay. Well, so we could go over there tomorrow, though, right?
Of
And see
course, of course. And you did request 4 rooms, and seekers here are welcome. I won't charge you anything for this first night. The longer you stay, however, it will cost about 5 silver a night after.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course, and now, while here at the House of Rest, we do pride ourselves in a quiet place to study. It is not a great place to eat. It is best if you seek out your meals from the hearth, directly next door. You will find Metrius, my dear brother, working the front desk there.
Incredible. And where would we find Mutrius?
Who's that?
Oh,
What
I
about
was thinking of
Motrius?
something.
What? Why would you suggest that there's a person named Mutrius here at Candlekeep? That's
We
an,
all don't seem very original with names.
my
These are just
name
DMs.
is Metrius. My brother's name is Mitrius, and you are looking for a Matrius. We are all quite different individuals.
Very, very, very much so. Yes, you are quite correct. Yeah, my apologies. I did not mean to offend. Where might we find our rooms?
Just upstairs, you will find 4 doors that lead to interplanar dimension with your
Huh?
rooms. there.
I'm
What?
sorry, what?
What?
The rooms are what? Sorry?
Interplanar dimension.
Fucking, that's so cool. That's my jam.
Excellent. Cool. Well, thank you so much. And the rest of us, I think we'll retire now. Everybody sound good?
I mean, I'm hungry though.
I need a
I mean,
drink.
yes, I believe
Well,
we can just head
text-
straight to the hearth.
You can also text all your orders to June.
Yes, and
Nah.
it will appear in your inventory.
Lizabel's gonna go over
She
to the
can-
hearth.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go with her.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my stuff upstairs first and put it down because this chest is full of books and I just don't want to carry it constantly.
I'm sorry, the chest is full of what?
Books.
Oh, okay.
What did you think I said?
I
Bricks?
heard orcs.
Okay. I will give you a brief description of the hearth real quick. From outside, the hearth appears to be a modest tavern of sturdy construction with warm light emanating from a pair of small windows on either side of the front door. Upon entering the establishment, visitors quickly realize that it's 3 times more spacious on the inside. Okay.
This place just all interplanar. This is gonna so fuck with.
By the way,
I
I
will
just want to
say-
mention that while
Go
Lizabel's
ahead.
been, outside, and even when they were going into buildings, Lizabel's been scouring around looking for things that she could climb on and move about through, hide and stuff if needed.
Okay. Have you tried to climb any
she's
of the
just
walls?
looking at the moment, seeing if she can, particularly to get on top of the buildings with the hearth and the rest in particular. Is what she's looking for.
Okay. All right. Make a perception check.
That is a 14.
There are a few bricks you could get hold on to get up on top of the House of Rest, the hearth, and the building to the left of it. Everything else around you seems to be magically created and just smooth as silk.
Interesting. Otherwise, she is going to go into the hearth.
Okay. I will say, for the sake of ending the session, that you all spend a night in the hearth in the House of Rest. The House of Rest. It was a fun night in the hearth. You got to meet a few avowed. You didn't glean any information. You did see you saw an ogre inside the hearth, which was a little odd and out of place, but otherwise it just all seemed very normal, besides the fact that everybody was wearing purple robes. You are the only seekers here at the moment. So you are the only people that are sort of out of place. I will say I will end the session there, so hold anything you might want to do for the next session.
I have a question.
What's up?
Are there any other halflings or small races in?
There are all sorts of races, and
But just the one ogre.
yes, there's only one ogre amongst all of the races that
Okay,
are there.
all right.
Sorry. When I say all the races, I mean like dwarves, halflings, elves,
The common
gnomes,
ones, yeah.
halflings. Yes. But they are of like monster origin. They're an ogre, like full-blooded.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right.
Are they
So
also wearing a purple robe? The ogre.
no, but they are. Make a perception check. Anybody can make a perception check.
18.
19.
They are. They're not wearing purple.
I got a nat goddamn 20 on this. On
Okay.
this.
So, Squiz, you gleam. They are not wearing purple robes, but they are wearing a God damn it, just a minute.
Purple jockstrap.
So they're not wearing a purple robe, but they are wearing a shiny gold headband that you recognize as a headband of intellect.
Ooh, okay.
And that is the last thing I'm allowing you all to do.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That was 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a
Was
little
it?
shy, but yeah.
Was it 3 hours?
It was just a touch
Yeah,
shy.
we started at like 20 something past, so basically.
Good. I'm so glad that lasted 3 hours. I was
It's
so
exhausting,
worried. I was just worried that I didn't
Oh.
create enough content.
Oh,
So, what did you all think?
Yeah.
it's good.
I want to play more.
I'm excited.
I know that it was a lot of RP.
I love it.
So
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
That's
it's fine.
what I'm
We're not
here
Angel.
for.
Yeah.